Well, ladies and gentlemen, I doubt if any of us would be here tonight if it hadn't been for Don Pincock and Rick. They've done an excellent job. I have a very large family and grandchildren here this evening. I will not introduce them to you. They know their names. I would like, however, to periodically, in the next few minutes, identify people who have impacted on my life and subsequently on the sport of Manitoba. When we began the track camp at International Peace Garden, there are two gentlemen here this evening that were with me, Tom Parker, a fixture in the city of Winnipeg and a principal, and Grant Stanbrook, who is recognized in the United States as one of the greatest coaches in college hockey. They both are here. I'd ask them, please, if they'd be good enough to stand up for a second. The Royal Canadian Legion in our country and in our province has been instrumental in the communities, in all the communities that it served, in assisting primarily in sports, education, and community endeavors. Representing that particular group, Terry Hutchin is with us this evening, and he's been involved in the program for the last 50 years. Track and field, there are two gentlemen here tonight that are monumental in that particular field, Wayne McMahon and Scott Gurney. Edward Taves. Ed was responsible for the bringing of volleyball to the International Peace Garden. It is one of our largest camps during the summer. And Eddie's well known internationally, and he's Mr. Volleyball as far as we are concerned. Mark Berger is a judo Olympian. He's also a member of the Hall of Fame, and he was responsible in assisting in the development of our very strong judo camp. Basketball has always been an important ingredient, and these men have been involved, and just a few of them, of course, Tom Crew, Vic Pruden, Jaime Fox, Art Bryant, just to name a few. While I was a phys ed teacher at Churchill High School, there were two young fellows that went through the school while I was there. They turned out to be just the best athletes that I ever had the chance to work with and encounter. They are, in all probability, here tonight, Don Baisley and Roman Kopchak. People that are in the province and we hear about, Frank McKinnon, he really developed sport in Manitoba in the high schools, and he should always be remembered for his work in hockey, but he had a very excellent interest in all forms of sport. Morris Glimcher. Morris came on board as the executive director of the Manitoba High School Athletic Association. His work has been critical for the ongoing development of that particular program, sport in our schools. Jim Daly. Jim Daly brought to Manitoba an international flair. With the Pan Am Games, Jim also worked diligently at the University of Manitoba as a private funder, and we really owe a great deal to Jim's vision in putting our province on the map. There also is a woman, Maureen Dowds, who came to our athletic camp years ago, and subsequently, in her vision, she helped increase the role of women in the schools and in the programs of community recreation and otherwise in the province. At the turn of the century, there were two gentlemen in our country that impacted very heavily on sport in the world. Nia Smith in basketball, and the other, Dr. Tate McKenzie. He was a doctor, a phys ed instructor at the University of McGill, and also he had the capacity to understand how athletes functioned and how coaches functioned. His sculpting of the joy of effort shows three hurdlers clearing the hurdle that all athletes must do at some point in their life to achieve, and coaches must. It is called the joy of effort. and I trust that you have had that experience in your life and will continue physically and mentally to embrace the joy of effort in the work that you do in providing leadership for the young people of our province. Thank you kindly.